All right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Thunderdome AU Grand Finals. It's been a very long time. I'm joined with Phylum and, of course, ZK. How are we, my man? How are we doing?
Hello. It's been a long time. Yeah, like even this tournament has been a long time in the
Hello,
making.
ladies
I think
and
I got
gentlemen.
knocked
Welcome
out
to the
in November,
Thunderdome.
and that was the lower bracket semi-final. So like, we've been waiting for this one.
Ooh, big games take time, you know? All good things do. Oh my god.
But
Gotta.
yeah, we're here in the wonderful game of Quake World. A little bit different to usual. We don't see so much Quake World these days. Um, we're gonna see between these two. They're playing the main Thunderdome map pool, so that means it's not the usual Big Five maps. We're gonna have Aerowalk, we're gonna have Blood Run, uh, it's DM4, and then Monsoon and Bravado. Bravado, a really cool new map, lots of potential to like do a lot of stuff with the LG. Monsoon is a bit of a controversial addition. I don't think we'll see it in another Thunderdome, but who knows? But yeah, so we'll get some good matches from these two, a bit of a mix of the old and new. We're starting with Miyagi versus Murd0r, the lower division grand final. And then as soon as we're done with that, we're going to go into Dirtbox versus Yeti, the upper division grand final.
That actually sounds very, very cool. It is a fun set of games to come back to. Far out. God, I'm actually thinking like I've been gone for months, but it is good. It is good to be back for
Mm.
one night only. Alright, I'll tell the boys that the game is ready. We're going into some.
Yeah, we're gonna get some warm up here, right?
Yeah.
I think it's fair enough. They're gonna stretch their gamer muscles.
Oh, of course. I mean, you wouldn't want to go into this, not warmed up.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, yeah, we should definitely say some stuff about Quake World here for the people, the lovely people tuning in who maybe haven't seen Quake World before, who aren't as familiar with it as, Quake Live or Quake Champions or whatever. If you're coming from Quake Champions, you're definitely in for a treat because Quake World is just madness. For one thing, the lightning gun hits 10 times a second, which is less than like Quake Live and Quake Champions, but each hit does 30 damage, so it's 300 damage per second. It's a lot of damage. If you're good at clicking on people with the lightning gun, you absolutely melt them, and it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, no, it is good. Rocket launcher, of course, is the other one. Like, the weapons are very, very tiered. They're not as evenly distributed as they might play out in Quake 3. So it's always a bit of a fun shock to come back to after playing, like, Pro Mode. And
Yeah, well, yeah, because like in the with the Quake 3 guns, you obviously have the main three: the rocket, the lightning gun, the rail, and that applies to Quake Champions as well, and like Quake 3 family games, CPMA. And like the secondary guns, the shotgun's still pretty useful. The plasma gun is situationally useful. In Quake World, it's like there's the rocket and the lightning gun. There's no rail gun, so that kind of changes the dynamic a bit. And then the nail guns are useless, and the shotguns are useless, right? In one-on-one, anyway. That's basically how it goes.
hey man, even in TDM, it's you have a rocket or an LG, or you are playing click with the boomstick for 20 minutes. So
Yeah. So yeah, Quake 1 TDM is this really insane thing because the weapons respawn every 30 seconds and there'll be like a rocket launcher. Um, yeah, and so, limited ammo, limited guns that actually do damage.
honestly, probably the best fun that you can have gaming. Still, like,
It's incredible. Yeah. If you want something a bit more like accessible than the 4v4 TDM, 2v2 TDM is also a lot of fun. That has weapons stay, so like the guns stay there. And that's actually a big difference in this as well. Like when you pick up a gun in Quake World, you don't like consume it like you do in future Quakes. The rocket launcher stays there, and once you have a rocket launcher, you can't pick it up again. The only way you get more ammo is by going to ammo packs around the map, which do get like picked up. It's pretty obvious once you see it, but that kind of changes out how it plays as well, right? So on a map like Aerowalk, you don't get more rockets at the rocket launchers, right? You have to go to this specific spot. The rockets are like down at the bottom of the map, and it's a really vulnerable spot. So controlling rocket ammo on Aerowalk can become a big deal.
ooh, stream is very
Uh,
dark.
oh yeah, my config's really dark for some reason. I don't know. I deal with it, but it's not good for watching. I had to turn my gamma up just then. Like, it was too dark for spectating. But when you're a big gamer, when you're training up to try and win Thunderdome Division 2, you don't want to strain your eyes.
It's alright, we'll work it out.
Yeah. Alright, but yeah, so that's a bit of a primer on Quake World. These players. So, do you know more about Miyagi than I do?
He is the favorite to win. At least
Absolutely.
for Dirtbox. Dirtbox is
Well,
expert opinion.
Dirtbox has been saying this the entire Thunderdome tournament.
Yeah.
I actually took practice maps off of Miyagi when I was practicing this. So I think he's not as strong. He's just not in as good a shape as Dirtbox maybe thinks. I don't know how much he's been practicing specifically for this. But that's my hot take. Murd0r is a really sick player. He's been around since basically day one. He used to be like a top level Quake World jeweler. He's kind of dropped back in recent years just by not playing as much. He's been in Quake Champions a lot lately. He's been winning some kind of online cups and stuff. He's a really hot contender just below that, top level bracket with Astro Boy and Zanaku and Steege.
Well, I've got to show the accuracies of this Pop DMM4. We've got... God, where is it? Miyagi hitting 24.2% and Murd0r hitting 26.
Ooh. That's some small brain LG. Yeah, and so this is another thing, right? With like older Quake World players especially, they don't have good LG, just as a generalization, right? They hate really, really shaky, really bad LG. So if you can hit good LG on them, that's a big plus.
All right, I've got the big boys going off at me about Gamma, so that might actually help.
Cool. Yeah, fix the Gamma.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to be starting off on Bravado here. A very odd pick for these two. I would expect these guys to want to play, Aerowalk, ZTN. I'm guessing this is Miyagi's pick. I didn't quite catch who it was.
I think Murd0r picks first because he's the highest seed.
Yep. Yeah, he came into this as the big dog. And I mean, a nice red armor spawn there for Miyagi. Definitely no complaints. Murd0r rushing in. Can't stand up to the stack there. And you're very, very smart here from Miyagi. Straight away self-damaging to deny any armor from Murd0r. That does mean Murd0r has a bit of an opportunity if he's very, very quick, and yeah, he's not quite fast enough. So the red armor's going to come up again. And now he's in a bit of trouble, because Miyagi has a lot of time to get into this YA. Good damage there. Miyagi can still clean up this frag, but if Murd0r gets damage down at this YA, he'll be very happy. He actually opts to get the YA, and he'll die, but now Miyagi has nothing. So now is an opportunity. Murd0r, yeah, he can chip away with this. If he gets a good position, a good setup, he can get himself the red armor. That's the wrong side of the map to spawn on. If Miyagi hits his shot here, when he doesn't. Okay, so Miyagi's split right now. Mega's up, Red's up as well. Nice rocket. Really, really important to hit that shot there.
Yeah, no, this is lucky, and he's managed to get the lightning gun for free, which is, of course, the really hard part of playing Bravado. It's like the in-control area can just spam down rockets onto the lightning gun, and so getting it is one of the most... I mean, getting it and denying it is, like, one of the core components of this map. So, another fight coming out over the red. We'll see if Murd0r's going to be able to dive on it. He hit some good rockets, set some really good bouncing, and well done. So he's taking that.
That is an amazing bounce. Yeah, solid
that is
play
solid.
there from Murd0r. And again, just like literally what we were just saying, right? Shutting down that lightning gun pickup. Interestingly, Miyagi does drop it and is able to pick it up again as soon as he respawns and like instantly use it. But it's not going to be so effective here. He's still going to be playing into a notable stack disadvantage just with this red armor behind Murd0r. Bold moves from Murd0r. Big punish from Miyagi. It's important to hit that if your opponent just wants to kind of rocket jump across the map. And yeah, that's going to be Miyagi establishing a fairly good control. I mean, that's the situation you don't want to happen, right? You die and you pick it up, and you just do no damage. Because now Murd0r just has nothing to play with, and unless he gets exceedingly lucky, right? So one of the things about Quake World is the armors respawn every 20 seconds, and they give you a lot. So if your opponent is getting the red armors, you have to deal a lot of damage before the next red armor in order to equalize the stacks to get your leg in at it, right?
Yeah. For sure.
Um,
Alright. I've been having some background issues. They should be resolved now.
I can see on Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Tuning in.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's classic. It's classic. Oh.
Yeah, it's not a ZTK stream if we don't have some technical issues. It's not a Quake stream if we don't have some technical issues, okay? You've got to make the people feel at home. This is a lovely position from Murd0r. Coming through that doorway with the OG out, it's kind of like the classic move. Miyagi does a really good job of shutting that down, but the flick rocket there from Murd0r's great. And yeah, Miyagi's put himself in this awkward spot again with the OG pickup. The chase from Murd0r's good. He can't... almost can't connect with the end. He takes a little bit too much damage, but I think Murd0r, definitely the man to watch, as he is going to be flying around this map in control. He leaves red armor very open here.
Yeah, it may provide an opportunity for Miyagi to get on. If he's quick, he will do so, and he gets out pretty nicely. 140, 180 stack on Miyagi now. Seeing a very close range fight. It's real awkward to to push into that position there, so he will back off, make a play around the armor again. It's very smart to just rotate between the two, red and yellow armors.
Yeah, if you get a good cycle between them, your opponent has a lot of trouble kind of getting in the middle of it. Nice rocketing. Like, Murd0r keeps making these weird plays. You know, he gave away that red armor for nothing and it almost cost him, but he is definitely compensating with his rocket launcher play here. You know, he is hitting the big brain shots. And very quickly, this scoreline coming down to a close. Miyagi does well to get himself the rocket launcher there. That's, you know, it's really hard to chase your opponent on this map in these narrow corridors. If there's one thing to say about Bravado, it's a very kind of narrow corridor-y map. Which is maybe a statement about Quake World maps in general, but like, you know, this map definitely has some tight corridors, some places where even without stack, if you get a rocket launcher just because of the splash, because of the power behind that gun, you can do a lot to your opponent. Murd0r catching Miyagi off guard here. Miyagi expecting to get the mega health. It doesn't come up in time, and Murd0r, I mean, he rocket jumps all the mega away, but he gets the kill, so, you know, it kind of balances out.
No, sorry, he's in the perfect spot to force... God, who is it? Miyagi, way off the yellow.
Miyagi.
Yeah, God, I need names for who we're currently spectating. That's the one thing that's lacking on my head.
This ZTK kind of messaged me before the stream and he asked for my config, unfortunately.
No, even on my one, it's just not there. So if one of the boys can hook us up, that would
Quake World configs are just like black magic. I can't do it.
It's been too long. I messaged him before. I say, how do I save this?
No, that was a really good fight there from Murd0r. I like that he fought, he wore away the red armor, then he fell back onto the yellow armor, right? So he had max yellow armor. Miyagi there gets himself the red. The saving grace for Murd0r here is that he has the OG advantage. If he can use that gun, that'll be good. But yeah, Murd0r just needs to be a bit more aggressive, I think, in shutting down these red armors that he has by all means won, you know?
That was
beautiful
clean.
Rocket.
That was so clean, my man. Ooh.
Yeah, and this is where Murd0r's winning the game right now, you know?
Far out. Oh, that's an unfortunate push into that corridor, but I mean... Yeah, wow, when it comes down to it and you're fresh off the spawn, it's like, get LG. And Murd0r's just in the perfect place to capitalize that. He should follow up here very easily.
Fantastic. Miyagi taking the honorable suicide over just another brutal rocket death here from Murd0r. Murd0r actually leaves red up there, maybe baiting it out a bit. He's like, just come and try it. And he's got time to push in towards this yellow armor. Miyagi isn't even there. Murd0r doesn't even like... Oh, he can just set up so comfortably here, and if Miyagi wants to go for it, he's dead.
Exactly. He drops down to LG ammo, he's covered red, so it's going to be a very hard avenue.
So the smart thing that Miyagi did just there was he basically just sat around and did nothing, right? And that delayed Murd0r. So the red armor came up while the yellow armor was up. That meant that Murd0r, if he wanted to win himself the red, had to leave the position where he was shutting down the yellow armor. It's the smart kind of play that Miyagi needs to make right now to break Murd0r's strong control and to just get some stack back on him. And again, this delaying game is so powerful. You know, Murd0r, he doesn't have much time. He has to push through Miyagi right now if he wants to get on red.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, the timings are a lot faster too. Of course, it's like 20 seconds armor respawn in Quake World, so things move at a faster pace as well. You don't have to wait around as long enough, and so it ends up being in a way that if you want to take the time to delay, there's less of a window for you to get punished by doing so if they decide to chase. And so you've got armor faster, it will be a neutral coming out.
Yeah, this should be Murd0r's red armor here, I think.
Yeah.
You know, he's in the position for it, he got the better spawn for it. He's actually hungry for the kill right now. I think this is a bit unnecessary. He can just chill out and stack himself up for free. Here comes Miyagi. There should be some nice rocket denial here from Murd0r. And that's absolutely what happens. And so this is the good situation for Murd0r right now. You know, like, the yellow armor basically halfway in between the red. There's a really nice offset. Beautiful aiming there from Miyagi though, just stopping Murd0r from, you know, completely dominating all the armors here. Murd0r's ability to deal damage off of the spawns there, so oppressive, so vital in stopping Miyagi getting a clean red armor and in establishing himself some control back, but Miyagi still is able to establish this control.
Yeah, this is
This
very
is a bad
important.
fight for Murd0r.
Oh, that rocket jump and spawn was a mistake. They've
Oh.
now almost equalized barely for a second.
That was crazy. Like, Murd0r just did the thing you should never do, which is, like, your opponent has red, they're sitting on yellow, you push them, you die, and they just lose enough stack that they pick up the yellow and they're still fine, but somehow Murd0r just, like, does exactly the same thing twice in a row there and completely annihilates Miyagi. And this is the dangerous rocket play I was saying about, right? This is why Murd0r's a scary player.
Here we go, another clash. This player is very content to just sit and wait for items, not taking any extra damage they don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
The spam
It's
angle
like
is good.
I have of Murd0r's play here so far. It's that he's very insistent on like his setups for the red, like setups where he's going to do damage rather than setting up to take it. And I think he could have been a lot more comfortable here in his lead if he'd have taken more red armors more aggressively. Like right now, he could afford to push back, but instead he's coming in from this upper position, giving Miyagi the chance to get on it and just hoping to connect with enough exit damage. Unfortunate for Murd0r, they're not connecting with that LG. The rockets are good though.
Oh
it's
my god.
almost enough. Miyagi bringing this back to one frag.
Miyagi
20 seconds on the clock.
Literally getting away with Murd0r. Haha.
Ooh, there it is. It had to happen. He's got 15 seconds here. He's on 50 HP, 75 HP. He gets himself up to 100 HP and 200 armor here with the red. Murd0r's rockets are so good. Miyagi on 30 HP now. Murd0r, he's just got a rush. Miyagi knows the rush is coming in. Here it comes. He can't get there in time. 3 minutes added to the clock here in an overtime. None of this 2-minute overtime.
Nah.
Business. We want this to go as long as possible.
Amen, dude. There's nothing more. What's more to love than Sunday Night Quake World?
Exactly. 20 maps of Sunday Night Quake World all going to overtime. No, the way this tournament's structured, we could be in for a very long night if we have really close games, and a very short night if we don't. I don't know. We can find a happy medium.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Miyagi not having a lot of confidence there. In the position he gets stuck in, falling back onto the yellow armor. He's scared of a flying Murd0r pushing through for the attack here. Miyagi knows that every frag he gives up is gonna, you know, like really put the clock down on him here. Kind of awkward engagement comes out. It should put Miyagi in a slight... they're about equal stack right now.
For sure. On Murd0r right now, he does have the frag lead. Oh! This is not a good engagement to have your LG out. Somehow Miyagi wins it.
I know that was such an awkward close-range fight that... Yeah, he just connected when he needed to, and now Miyagi pulling into the lead. He has no HP. He's got to be on the run here. The super nail gun comes out, and that is when the super nail gun can be effective, you know, in a duel when you're chasing these, like, last HP frags. Nice spam angle there. I love hitting the roof there of that red armor while it's being taken. Beautiful spawns, though, there for Murd0r. Miyagi knows that he can keep pushing and equalize us yet again. 1 minute on the clock. It's tied up. You know, absolutely anyone's game right now, right? Murd0r are definitely at the stack disadvantage. He just has that green armor defending him from, you know, being one rocket from death.
Yeah, he took some heavy damage there. He will sneak onto the red, but will he get out of here alive?
Miyagi not connecting with his rockets. That's really unfortunate there. He had potential to push through, but just wasn't able to follow it up. And yeah, Murd0r now putting himself in a dominant position as we come through into the end of this match.
Far out, 30 seconds left. It will be Murd0r on top. We'll move over to his POV. See
Yeah,
if he can
Murd0r taking the lead. Miyagi stuck without any guns. That could be the moment.
Took him a while.
You know, another frag or two? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it took him a while, but the clock's on his side. Especially with that stack advantage.
Murd0r doesn't have to do anything here to win. Oh, he jumps himself into a bit of a corner there. If Miyagi, like, Miyagi potentially could have pinned him up there with rockets, but it doesn't happen, and now Murd0r has got this one. There just isn't time on the clock for Miyagi to pull it back. That was, yeah, interesting overtime, right? Those guys definitely slowed it down a bit, tried to be a bit more tactical, but in the end, even though Murd0r got kind of screwed by an awkward close range fight he didn't expect, he manages to hit the shots and come out on top. So really well played to both players there. It's nice to see Bravado to start us off tonight, given that we probably will see a lot of the kind of standard maps.
Nah, it's cool. Bravado is such a cool map, honestly. It might be my favorite. So it's very
I really
cool
like
to see.
Bravado. Very good to play 2v2 on as well.
Oh, dude, of course. My god, 2v2 fiends. Big ups to all the guys, actually, that have been playing 2v2, 4v4 in Quake World over the past couple of months. It hasn't been happening too recently, but,
Yeah, we need to get back on that. It's just so much fun.
Been some sweet gaming. Hop on discord.me/OAFPS. Come play Ozquake. Of course, if you're one of the big international boys, I think it's discord.quake.world. They play a lot more than us.
Yep, that's the one. Discord.quake.world. Yeah, no, definitely get involved in this game. If you've never played it, you should try it at least once. Try it before you die. It's really special.
Oh, here we go. DM4 for the next map.
Yeah, Murd0r. Murd0r is not happy about this. So DM4 is probably one of the most divisive maps in the history of Quake. Even I used to hate it, and then Dirtbox taught me how to play it, and now I love it.
It's very masochistic in a way, but it works out very well. It's basically one big room. There's armors in one, there's ammo in the other, and everyone jumps on LG and you try to kill each other for 10 minutes. It's disgusting. We're going to be on Murd0r.
Oh no, Murd0r. Thankfully, it's Miyagi gets a really good spawn here. Okay, Miyagi has control of the middle room. He can damage Murd0r as Murd0r tries to come out. I think Murd0r is going to tilt very quickly on this map if Miyagi plays this start well.
Yeah, that's actually the weirdest set of spawn routes. You had one guy spawning at RA, able to burst through and take the big atrium advantage where we're all fighting in now, and then.
I don't know where Murd0r... Did Murd0r must have spawned at, teleporter exit?
No, Murd0r spawned upper. He grabbed LG. Sorry, not LG. Yellow. He grabbed yellow, so they both spawned the armor room.
Yeah, that's a really shitty spawn pair for Murd0r.
Oh, we didn't
Here we go. Yeah, the tilt's gonna come out pretty strong.
Yeah.
Miyagi there doesn't show off the special grenade angle.
No, should probably be watching Miyagi, of course.
He's just ruling the map right now. He does get kind of fucked there, Murd0r with the red armor spawn. Miyagi's stuck. He's kind of committed too far into the armor room there. He's very open to taking damage. Beautiful rocket. And that's always the danger of taking the Mega Hulk. It's a complete death trap. Nowhere for Murd0r to go coming up with that Mega spawn again. So now, yeah, this is good, right? It's Miyagi's job to try and control the main map. He's not able to, and Murd0r converts that momentum into a pickup of the red.
Yeah, Miyagi, I was about to say, we should watch him. He's working control of the entire map really, really well, and Murd0r just walks in, hits some incredible rockets, and takes it back.
Yeah. So if we watch Miyagi right now, oh no, Miyagi just got away with Murd0r, and that is such a bad spawn again. Oh, what? This is DM4, guys. This is what happens. Miyagi just did the kind of classic thing, right? So the red armor is a complete, cubby hole. You can sit there, you can spam rockets pretty effectively to stop your opponent pushing you and just wait for the armor to come up. The problem is getting out. Murd0r got too aggressive and tried to push in, and Miyagi just got some really lucky rocket bounces. I don't know what Miyagi's doing there, right? He has complete control of the middle of the room, and he pushes into a doorway where Murd0r's able to hit everything. But now, I thought Miyagi was just going to rush this, actually. He chases through, catches Murd0r at the yellow armor. That's a big read. That is a really smart read.
Yeah, I mean, the problem for him now is that he has no rockets. He can't grab any rocket ammo from his position, and so he does escape there. Actually, pretty alright. That's okay. It was looking very, very dire until he grabbed some rockets on him. It will actually go his way now. Murd0r just pushing in. I think, yeah, you're right. It's a little bit tilty, but at the same time, what can you do? It's DM4. This happens. And then, out of nowhere, you're going to hit a crazy rocket like that, and it'll be equalized again. The controller's just going to go back and forth, and this is the way the map plays. It's great. Mouse not...
some technical problems.
Mouse not quirking.
This is the kill.
It's a great map.
Yeah, if there's a map to make your mouse break, it's probably DM4. Just clicking too hard.
Right, so... on Miyagi again, Murd0r's actually doing a great job. He's playing it very quietly, making sure to get into the atrium, stand at the top, gives him great positional advantages. Now set up for the armor. Ooh, walking up for that peak, it's ballsy, but at some point you gotta say, Miyagi, no.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna let you run the map.
Yeah, like the problem for Murd0r there is that Miyagi just connects with all the spam and Murd0r doesn't, right? So Murd0r basically just wants to sit back in this room right now. He doesn't want to try and push out and just give away more frags. The big problem right now is the snowball, right? He can't get caught in the snowball giving away frags. He doesn't look for the exit rocket either. Like, as you exit that teleporter, you should always be spamming a rocket up to the top level. That is such a tricky position for Miyagi. Murd0r wants to chase it down. He probably, yeah, doesn't want to wait there for the armor.
He's actually done that a couple of times, like just forcing himself into what should be one of the most strategically like strong positions. That's such a tight corridor. You need huge splash. And having said that, despite his
right as he takes it,
God,
I don't know, like Murd0r, he just mistimes the red there. I think he's been playing other games where the armor times aren't 20 seconds, and he's just not quite factoring that in.
Oh my god, it's like his rocket play is so good. He's so strong when he comes in. He wins all these like situations where he should get tanked, and yet
yeah. Like the thing, like Murd0r choosing to have the LG out as he comes through the teleporter exit, right? It's just not something you do, right? You always spam the rockets up because that's how you like the LG. If you get incredibly lucky, you're gonna pin your opponent to the roof, like 1 in 10 times maybe. If you're not getting bounced around by rockets, if you hit the rocket, you bounce your opponent around, you potentially knock them out of position, and like make opportunities for yourself. So I think Murd0r's been a bit reckless here consistently, if nothing else, like that. Like there's no reason to give that frag away quite like that. He needs to follow the Dirtbox school of sitting on the stairs in the what is that? The super shotgun room, I guess. The bad room. The room where there's literally nothing except ammo room.
yeah. Oh man.
See, this position for Murd0r right now, right? He had the opportunity to just completely dominate the middle of the map there, and he let Miyagi get into the best position.
Yeah, now Miyagi has LG. It should continue to just totally ruin him. as I say that.
Hits the shots, yeah. Miyagi gets Sujoid as Murd0r flies through that mega health exit. Famously, one of the first examples of bunny hopping in a professional quick match.
Big ups to the man. ESReality.com shoutouts.
No, it wasn't Sujo who jumped. It was Sujo who got jumped.
Ooh. Alright, well still.
I can't remember the player's name, but yeah, I call it Sujoid because he's the memorable name. Sorry to that other guy. Have we got any Quake historians in chat who can fill me in?
Honestly, real unlucky. The rare nail gun coming out. Nail gun frag.
Yeah, well, okay, so nail gun on this map, like Dirtbox rates it, okay?
Yeah. Of course he does.
Dirtbox rates it. Well, yeah, I mean, Dirtbox is Dirtbox.
Oh,
so Dirtbox
God.
told me... Ooh. Dirtbox told me when he was in Europe, he would... Sectopod, that's who it is.
Yep.
I know that now that you say it. But Dirtbox talked about this map and talked about, like, playing it with only using the nail gun in the main room, right? And just practicing against European players and getting really fucking good at controlling the middle room with just the nail gun.
Yep. Hey man, I don't doubt it. I mean, we played TDM against him on E1 M2, like, a lot. And that map, for those of you unaware, there's no LG, there's only one rocket launcher, so you actually have, like, some worth in the nail gun. And just all these claims of, oh my god, this guy. The expletives rained often.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Well, I can imagine what the voice chat would be like.
Yeah. Big ups.
Murd0r is so aggressive with how he plays this. I actually am really enjoying watching it. Like, he's made some crazy pushes into that armor room. Just things that shouldn't work, that do. But, like, he seems to be allergic to the idea of going up the, like, jumping across to the stairs and getting up to the top of the map, right?
Mm.
Like, he just doesn't do it. He just doesn't want that top position.
Nah. It's very, very unconventional. God. And I think one of the dynamics we do need to talk about is how when you sit by R8 and you get that spawn, you have 5 rockets to decide whether to rocket jump out or go out. And so that's why when you come out, you have to make a really big decision on whether or not to fire your rockets into the upper atrium, or if you use them to rocket jump away, or just save them, you know, because you only have 5.
So either in the Dirtbox school of playing DM4, you never rocket jump out of red armor. You go through the teleporter, you spam the rocket up into that corner where Miyagi just was, basically. Or towards like the doorway, depending on where you think your opponent is, and you just walk out basically, or you bunny hop out as quickly as you can. There's like a trick, so you make yourself part of the rocket as you come out the teleporter. It's good. It's a real gimmick, you know. And I think that's a good thing to say about this map. There's like a series of gimmicks that you can exploit that make it interesting.
It's actually so skits.
Yeah.
It has been good. Big ups to all you guys tuning in.
Yeah, I see a couple of different names from the different branches of the Quake community. I see CC Cam from CPMA. I see Chrononaut. What a legend. Twitch TV legend.
Oh my god. Now we got all the AU boys in. This is sweet, man. Yeah. It has been too long. It is lovely to have all of you spending time with us tonight. God, now, who is it? Fuck, Murd. Shittest spawn in the game. You jump in here, you jump in this mega room. I don't think it's actually been shown on cam until now.
Yeah.
Like, but he has...
Yeah, you just wait for your... Okay, so like, basically what you can do here is wait for your opponent to run out of rockets and then have to move and get more rockets. That's like one of the ways to approach this.
It's just...
I think he's just gonna try and tilt Miyagi and just wait here as long as he can.
I mean, look, it's 31-10 to Miyagi, you know, like,
exactly.
The game's done, might as well see what
Murd0r
happens.
did just actually make a really tricky jump. Like, he circle jumped across the lava there, and that's actually a really big circle jump. That's, like, one of the biggest circle jumps you can do.
Oh, well, there we go.
Just a little pointer. Shoutouts to Chug showing up in chat, a Quake Champions boy. Coming to see how it was done in the old days.
How it's done in 2018, man. God. We're
playing DM4 2018 style.
We're playing Quake World in 2018, man.
Classic bit of tilt here from Murd0r. He was really unhappy I made him play this in our series as well. This was actually our deciding map in our series, and he beat me here and knocked me out. I was really sad. I'd been coached by Dirtbox. I was like, you know, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna beat an old school player here, and Murd0r just completely wiped the floor with me.
Nah, that's alright. That's alright, man. I played one game of Quake World this year against Bobacles after not touching a mouse for a couple of weeks. And it was like, oh, I need to practice this again. But I haven't. It's good.
And we're going to be moving on to ZTN DM3, aka Blood0r, one of the most played maps in Quake duel history. You've played it in Quake World, you played it in maybe Quake 2. I don't know if it was big in Quake 2, but like Quake 3...
It was there, you know.
It was there. But yeah, absolutely massive map in Quake 1 and Quake 3. It's like the Russian training map in Quake 3. Everyone's played it a million times. It's in Quake Champions now, of course, with a few additions. Like there's a bounce pad, where there never used to be a bounce pad, where there shouldn't be a bounce pad. But yeah, so this is a really interesting map in that, again, it's a snowball map. You have this main room with the red armor, where Murd0r just was. From the main room, there's
free cam.
Okay, let's go free cam. Let's go in the red armor room, and let's have a look at just the geometry of this map, okay? Because from the grenade launcher, you have these 2 rocket packs. That's 10 rockets. And they come up often enough that you can basically stand up here. You can spam towards teleporter exit to the left. You can spam towards, like, the rocket launcher corridor, the shard corridor in Quake 3 to the right. You can spam the super shotgun. You can spam the nail gun exit. You can spam the red armor. You can spam down below. You can spam everything from this position with basically unlimited rockets. Or grenades. They share ammo in this. It's really cool. So hopefully we get to see a bit of that. If there's a criticism of this map that comes up time and time again, it's that you can just stand in that one spot and spam everything.
Oh man, actually, I'm on Murd0r, right? He got a really good start. He got the rocket launcher in Mega, and then decided to go high and dive onto yellow. So he totally cycled away from Miyagi. He let Miyagi get the first red. Ooh, and the second, but he managed to get himself...
If Murd0r picked up the red there, that would have been a crazy good way to go, but unfortunately Miyagi gets it. Thankfully Murd0r has the lightning gun skills to punish a bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. He managed to get himself all the key weapons that he needed. So it was just a very interesting decision to not dive immediately for the red, which I thought was quite cool. This is one of the key parts of ZTN, so apart from being able to spam everywhere, there's like 2 or 3 spawns at the ground floor of the main room.
Yep. Yeah, you're always going to see people spam them out. You're going to see some really crazy spawn runs. This map's fun in 2v2 as well when you get a good quad run going and just stand based like right here with where the lightning gun corridor exit is and just get like 8 frags in a row.
Oh my god, see, here we go. Like, this is it.
That's it. And this is like a massive factor. You know, if you're 5-6 frags up on this map, you still don't have a secure win. Because if you get fragged in a really bad way, if your opponent gets comfortable enough to look for these spawn frags, you know, they're gonna happen, potentially. Miyagi playing the bait and rocket game. And again, just giving Murd0r a bit of a taste of his own medicine there. Nice jump across from Murd0r. He really got the wall boost going, so he was really fast. A bit faster than Miyagi expected.
Spam.
Yeah. Now, I think this is an interesting position for Murd0r to go to, because, like, he could have just gone to top there and secured red, right? He could have totally shut that room down and won it. Instead, he went out for the LG. I honestly don't think he needs an LG to control the middle of the map here. He just needs his rockets. His rockets are good enough.
Nah, this is sick. Miyagi now in a position where he's able to start denying armors with the sheer stack advantage. Murd0r, he's going to be able to grab LG, but not much. It's going to mean that Miyagi can cycle things really, really well. Start to spam these angles down. So Murd0r eats it. He can't really escape. All of the angles out of that room, Miyagi has covered from his one position.
And this is exactly it, right? The spam spot. Yeah. Big read by Miyagi there to try and make that push. Doesn't quite come out, but here comes Murd0r into a ball of LG, and like you can see he's chipping away. But here's the problem: because well, actually that was a good grenade, but because the red armor comes up so often, it's right there for Miyagi again, right? Murd0r needs the damage now to work himself into winning the next red. And I don't think he's been fast enough damaging it. So any damage he does now is potentially just going to be free for Miyagi again. And this is exactly what we're going to see, right? This is... Well, okay, that was good.
That was huge.
That was really, really well played by Murd0r. Like, he got exactly the spawn he needed, and just... He did the most annoying thing possible for Miyagi there. He forced Miyagi to split in a really awkward way, and it didn't work out for Miyagi at all, so Murd0r gets himself back in control.
This is good. I've enabled auto track so it will follow the killer now. I think that's a bit more helpful. Still no play names though, we'll work that out as we go along.
Yeah, we just need to announce it every now and then.
Yeah. On Miyagi
big
right
steal
now.
On there.
And then
Murd0r just made a really big steal of the red armor, converts it into a frag, gets himself the yellow as well. This is potentially a really good rotation of the items here for Murd0r, depending on when this Mega Health's going to come up. But he shouldn't really need Mega too much, right? Mega on this map's really funny because if he were to take it and exit, he would almost certainly take a grenade or a rocket or, you know, something that would just nullify the pickup completely. So it's like not worth going for in lots of situations. What Murd0r did there instead was better. And he actually self-damages all the way down to steal that yellow armor as well. There is only the one yellow armor on this map.
Yeah, big ups to Dirtbox real quick. I mean, I just got to interrupt this. He's troubleshooting my stream config live as we go. Give me all the commands. Big man. Like seriously, that's sick. Yep. Cheers.
I'm going to turn that on myself.
Yeah, this is brutal.
Oh,
now. Well, actually,
yeah, that is amazing. Alright, yeah, so we are on a big comeback here from Murd0r.
He's going to be able to deny everything, which is sick.
Yeah, he just has a complete lockdown right now. He can push into the middle of the map pretty fearlessly. He has that Mega as like a buffer for taking a rocket. Miyagi doing a good job of being passive. This position, it's so hard to push. Murd0r has to commit to taking a lot of damage to push it. And interesting movement there.
Yeah, hey, I mean, the fight went really, really well for him to end up being able to finish up kind of low, but perfectly able to take the yellow and now the red. He's got both of those now for free. It'll be another 20 seconds before Miyagi's really able to get back in the game. We can see him playing a lot more slow around these teleporters, his free escape routes. But he's got to be quick, because otherwise Murd0r's just going to keep denying them. He's more than content to just sit here and, you know, take
He has the death cycle. Murd0r just synced up yellow and Mega. That could be significant, but I think Miyagi's so far off the map he isn't really going to realize. Murd0r, yeah, see, he almost sticks around for Mega, and then he realizes, he just went, oh shit, I've got to actually push this. Nice Miyagi just being so bold here and making that stand. That's the situation you want when you're out of control in Quake World, right? You deal all that damage, and then you pick up a yellow armor, and you get out with all that armor intact. Right now, you can see Murd0r's scared, right? He's got to get a clean red, and he basically does. So Murd0r hangs on to control by the skin of his teeth. Miyagi really making that close for him.
Alright, let's see. Miyagi. Down by the Mega Room. He's playing it perfectly slow. He's got no reason to move. He's one frag down. He's holding off. Like,
yeah, he's waiting in the blood pool to regen HP.
Oh Christ, dude.
But yeah.
I've got opinions. I've got opinions. Like Oh my god.
But yeah, no, so Miyagi just wants to make sure, yeah, that this doesn't blow out any further. He wants to put it on Murd0r. Because like I was saying, right, you know, you can have a 6 frag lead on this map, and it'll just go in a second. All Miyagi needs is a couple of good shots. Murd0r. Oh, this is Quake World, okay? This is the kind of weird gimmicky stuff. Just wait, like, what Murd0r should do now in response to Miyagi playing so passive is rocket jump out the top of the map.
Yes.
Do the Locktar jump. See, that's it, right? There, Murd0r dies. He takes a close fight. Miyagi takes him down. Murd0r times it out really well, though, right? So even though he takes the close fight and dies, he is able to get himself onto the red armor from that spawn. He makes a really big call. And just from how that goes, Murd0r would be able to control the middle of the map, but he's gone for the sneaky trap instead. He doesn't have the LG, so he's going to go and pick that up. If he has an LG there, he can round that corner behind Miyagi and just completely smash it. There's the spawn. This is the winning streak right now for Murd0r if everything goes right from here.
Oh my god, this is actually pretty big. This is one of the more slower paced ZTNs I think I've ever watched. So, always an interesting dynamic to have these two players
this is
who
a
want to
map
do
that
that.
can go like 1-0 for 8 minutes, or it can go like 30 to 30, you know.
Never really see the 1-0 in Quake World though. I mean,
I've seen it in Quake World.
Oh,
It's
for real?
very, very uncommon. But yeah, sometimes someone just like decides to be that passive, because Quake World's that kind of game, right? You can shut down so much with the rockets if you just want to sit in nail gun room, if you want to sit at Mega, if you want to sit at the teleporter exits, you can drag it out for so long waiting for the right moment in the item cycle. But no one wants to watch that.
no.
So thankfully these guys are giving it a bit of pizzazz.
Want to see some
There's the chase from Miyagi.
big pushes. It will be.
This could potentially be a very tilting moment here. I know in my series with Murd, he led for most of the game, and then I just got a really stupid run of frags.
God, well here we go. Oh, these defensive rockets from Murd cutting off that choke point, just bouncing Miyagi when he doesn't need it.
That could almost be what wins him the game, right? Miyagi has no stack now. He's got to be super cautious. Any
And-
rocket splash is going to finish him. There it is from Murd0r.
Look, that's really good too because he dropped all his ammo, like all of it.
Yeah, that's another aspect we haven't really talked about here. When you die in Quake World, you drop a backpack which has all your ammo in it. So that's a vital part of control as well. Miyagi shuts down the middle of the map here. Murd0r, he has no reason to push. He makes Miyagi come to him. Beautiful rockets here from Murd0r. And that should be the GG moment. Just some quality defensive shots.
The classical fight. There won't be enough time, even with the spawns. And there we go. Wow.
That was a good ZTM. That was like,
That was very nice.
yeah, a very different way to see it played at times, you know. Miyagi made some really smart plays with how he approached the fighting. But ultimately, yeah, just these rockets from Murd0r are doing so much.
Interesting statistic though. Murd0r had the worst LG.
Ooh.
Ooh. God, gotta think about that. Always consider your lightning gun accuracy, lads. Did you really win?
Did you really win if you hit less than 30% LG?
Oh man. So here we go. I mean, you've played most of these guys. I've been totally absent. How does Murd0r kind of stack up on Aero Walk?
Murd0r's aero is good, just because he hits good rockets, you know. Yeah. Just from playing other versions, I guess he's saying there, it's kind of impacted his play. This does play very differently in this game. If you know your spam angles and can like dominate them, you do pretty well. Just because Rocket Splash is so big, you can shut down everything from Mega position, or from Rocket position, or from the other Rocket position. You can, like, if you're standing in OG, you can get spammed out because there's like a roof above you and Rocket Splash is massive. Yeah, Murd0r's good here for sure. I think Miyagi is better. I think Miyagi's got a pretty slick aerial walk game. He hits better LG. And this is definitely a map you can shut down with LG just because of the geometry of the main room. So I'm going to put my money on Miyagi. And I think he should be the man we watch going into the spawns. Miyagi with the Mega Start.
This is good. He's going to be able to pick up... Ooh, auto track. Playing the game. I think it watches on stack, if not kill or something. Right, so
yeah.
Onto Murd0r. He's got minimal rockets. He should be able to drop down and grab 10 from the 2. Are they small rockets or big?
They're big packs.
Alright, so he's going to be able to grab some if he so chose to jump.
Yeah.
He will win.
There's a pack up top as well. That's right.
Yeah, he will win the damage engagement. Just be able to take the second yellow and put himself in a really great position to either chase. Are they small? I don't know.
They're small packs. Sorry, just confirming that.
Sort of complicate things further. You have different size ammo packs in the game.
Yeah, big and small ammos, right?
Yeah.
You've got to add more depth. So yeah, I mean, Miyagi just off to a rocky start as far as damage goes. It's nice of him to knock Murd0r down low there, and Murd0r actually doesn't show up with any damage at that red, so that's a big moment for Miyagi. There's very rarely a situation where you should get a completely free red. You know, your opponent has freshly spawned is one of them. I think Murd0r kind of dropped the ball there.
That is a fair assessment. Miyagi's now going to be able to follow up with all these spawns, but I think it was really good for Murd0r to just play it safe on the lower level. I think one critical difference between this arrow and others is how difficult it actually is to cross from lower rockets to YA. And it's just something that, yeah, it's very punished. It's actually scary with the amount of LG. I was talking to Stroud about this. It's actually not a good time to walk across Murd0r. Oh my god. Manages to neutralize the difficulty by flying, you know.
So, the thing is, right, because Quake World rockets have such massive splash, if you're on that platform and someone hits a rocket vaguely near you, you're going to take at least 80 damage. And that's without factoring in how easy it is to OG someone, yeah. There's just no room to dodge.
This is big, shaping up to be a very good game for Miyagi in these opening minutes.
Well, and you can just see the way he's approaching these combat situations. His aero walk combat skills are just really good. He shouldn't self-damage to take that. That's the situation, right? You push your opponent, you get the frag, you take the damage, then you fall back and stack back up, you know? I guess it gets him red though, so maybe saving the time there is important. That's another thing, actually, we need to say about this map, right? So if you die, there is a spawn on the red armor. So you do have to always be a little bit aware in the back of your mind, right? Every 20 seconds that red armor's up. So if you take red and frag your opponent more than 20 seconds later, they could just respawn on that red armor. If you took a lot of damage giving the frag, you're going to be at a stack disadvantage.
It's always fun to have happen against you.
If it was good when it happens to you, but it's so bad when it happens against you. Miyagi looking to punish the vertical difference there with the lightning gun. He was hoping for Murd0r to drop down. Murd0r does not. But Miyagi very sneakily shifting himself around the map onto the yellow armor. Murd0r's in a good forward position here.
Yeah, Murd0r was actually doing well just before playing around where the super nail gun is, I guess, and the portal. Miyagi moving away perfectly countered it though. If he stayed there any longer, he would have eaten a rocket to the face. So it's all about this counterplay of where do I sit, where does he sit? And
where can I move without getting a face full of rockets?
Exactly, and I mean, the silence giving Murd0r a slight edge.
Yeah, because another thing here, you have silent walking, you have silent weapon switches. Sound cues playing a massive part in, where you are.
Ooh. It's a nade there, another frag for Miyagi. This is getting kind of tough. It could change in an instant though.
Yeah, again, Aero Walk's a map where you can do a 20 frag comeback. It's not over until it gets to 40-0.
think the biggest scoreline I've seen is like, God, me versus Dirtbox in my first Quake World game. It was like 110 to -8. So that's kind of the base mark for me between absolute domination and just a regular game.
Yeah, well, because the thing is, you're one rocket from death off the spawn, and someone like Dirtbox knows exactly how to spam out the spawns.
It was a very rude awakening.
Yeah, you've got to... I mean, you know, one day you're going to inflict that pain onto someone else, and then it's all okay.
Amen. Storm, if you're still watching this, I want to see you on the server after, you know.
Not to call anyone out specifically and be a cyberbully.
Nah, Storm's cracker. He loves duels. And defrag.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Big fan of defrag.
Phylum, do you like coffee?
No. I'm a tea drinker. There are only two liquids I drink, tea and wine.
It's not very Euro of you. Oh, God. Nah, it's alright. Oh, there's a really good catch there from Miyagi, actually. Murd0r spawning on the red.
The luck.
Yeah, it's all spawns at this point.
Murd0r has had some pretty unlucky spawns for sure, but that's one of the things about Quake World, right? You always just have to have that strength of mind. You always have to be looking for the opportunity that, like, this may be a bad spawn, but what can I do from it? You know, maybe you can hit one rocket, and that one rocket adds up with the one rocket you hit from the next spawn, and then you get a red armor spawn, and you're happy. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, I mean, this is solid play from Miyagi. You know, I think we're actually kind of silently rooting for Miyagi to win this overall, because then we don't play a second best of 5.
Well, isn't Murd0r high seed though? So he gets.
No, I played Murd0r in the lower bracket.
Alright. Alright. God, I must have misread some line of chat or some shit. But yeah, maybe. Some quick games.
Maybe we're not playing by the rules on picks. That wouldn't surprise me either. I don't think I did when I played Murd0r. We were just like doing whatever. We had the admin in the server, and he was like, "Yeah, if you guys just want to like not pick DM4 and pick Bravado again instead, that's fine."
Yeah, looks like it. Man in chat, Gasgilio. If Murd0r wins, then yeah, we go to another best of 5 for this final. Of course, after this, we do have the Div 1 grand final between Dirtbox and Yeti. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
We've got a.
So that's the one that should go to 2 best of 5s, right?
Yeah.
It probably won't, but if it does, that would be pretty hyped. Mouse won't stop. Shopopting. He's Murd0r here trying to take Ultra's crown of the tilt chat. The tilt chat ing.
It's got less expletives though. Gotta wait for this to come out. Don't know if he has the crown until then.
Not spelling your fucks with 2 J's and a V. You're not ultra chatting. So yeah, I mean, this game is essentially over at this point. You know, Murd0r just needs to try and make sure he maybe figures out whatever's going on with his mouse. Takes a bit of time to stretch out, make sure he's hitting good shots, make sure he's feeling good going into the next match. And the next match is going to be on Monsoon, which is the controversial map of this pool.
Yeah, I mean, because what's the deal? They...
Yeah, so give us a history lesson on Monsoon, ZTK.
Alright, yeah, sure, my man.
What's the guy's name?
VVD.
No. Let's go all the way back to Quake 3
all the way back.
CPMA, okay.
Quake 3, Lucan, I believe.
Lucan, that's the man.
Makes a sick map called Monsoon. Very, very cool. Played in pro mode for a bit, but mainly picked up in Quake 4 as one of the standout tournament maps. If you think of like 2 tournament maps in Quake 4, you have Frantic, or CPM 24, and yeah, Monsoon. And so it's been ported. But for this Thunderdome tournament, it's been changed in the item layout. Which is very interesting.
I think it was ported a while ago in some form. It was maybe ported again or something. There was a version. It was playtested for this event. People kind of liked it. And then there were some executive decisions from various people running the tournaments to just kind of arbitrarily change the item layout. And it wasn't very popular with a lot of people.
Yeah,
apparently the original item layout plays better.
The original port was part of this Quake 1 to Quake Quake 3 or the other way around project. So they basically bought
Yeah.
a load of Quake 3 maps, like Hectic and stuff, and it's really, really cool. And then
Yeah, I've
the
actually
items,
got that pack right here. Hold on.
the items changed.
Yeah.
So yellow is where red is, and I think the riskiness of Mega has been swapped for a grenade launcher or something.
That I don't mind, okay?
Really?
Quake World grenade launchers can honestly just fucking, like... Look, it just... There's nothing fun about getting grenaded in Quake World, okay? If you can punish a grenade launcher pickup, that's a cool feature. But as far as the swap of the red armor and the yellow armor, I think it really comes down to basically... The goal was to put the lightning gun and the yellow together. I think that was the goal. I think they wanted, like, a side of the map you could control a lot, and then the red in this kind of cubby that was a lot harder to push, potentially. But with the teleporter exit there, so you get big standoffs. I think the big problem is you can control the yellow armor, the lightning gun, and the mega from, you know, like, walking back and forward. It's like a second apart, right?
Yeah.
So if you get control on that side of the map, you don't care about the red. If you can control the lightning gun from your opponent after you kill them, you can shut down the map without moving around too much, potentially.
It's very interesting. I mean, I personally would have gone for something like Shifter or another original Quake World map instead of a port, but yeah, it's definitely questionable. It'll be exciting to see, though, I think.
Yeah, I've got the Quake 1, Quake 3 map zipped here. I think it's an older version. It's from 2013, actually. It's got Quake 3 DM14, which would be cool to try in TDM. It's got Monsoon. It's got OSP DM5, Frantic, the Quake 3 version of Frantic, which is awful. Oh, no. I don't know. That might be the CPMA version. We'll see. But and then the Solid and Thunderstruck, the best map ever.
We are seeing some dissatisfaction with Murd0r's mouse situation.
That's really unfortunate. Did he get the Yeah, I know he's been using like a shitty office mouse with some really bad sensor. I don't know what he's trying to say.
The mouse was $15.
Oh,
Yeah. That's pretty sad, Buzz, honestly.
oh yeah. No, I thought he was gonna buy like a G 403 or something. But yeah, here we can see the like we were saying, controversial map layout.
Alright, I've gone free cam. What do we have? We're at green.
Let's have a look at the grenade launcher.
We're at
And
green.
also maybe quad spawn
Oh, sure.
sometimes in some modes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Alright, so the rail's been replaced with SNG.
Yeah, it's kind of a classic substitution. The red armor over here is in a kind of like weird spot. It's easy to push through that teleporter. You get some really cool fights there.
Is
But
the
again, very
TPX at
easy
you?
to shut down.
Oh, we
The
can see it.
that's there in Quake 4 as well. The big difference being you can't like, well, and that is actually one merit I think as well of moving the mega. In Quake 4 you have the mega up there, but you can spam it through the teleporter because Quake 4.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's very true. God, Quake 4 had some cool dynamics, man. I've got to say.
It really did. Quake 4 is a good game. We should do a Quake 4 Dual Cup.
Yeah. Yeah,
I could get behind that.
gotta sort my shit up when we're back, for sure. And that
Yeah, I've
2v2
got to
CP
fix my horrible negative acceleration. But yeah,
and that 2v2 league I've been promising for the past 6 months.
6 months. I'm sure it's more than that now.
Oh,
But yeah, so the position, the platform above teleporter, in the main room where you kind of look at the grenade launcher, that's a really strong position. You shut down your opponent exiting red, high, and low. Like you can see the little corridor down low. You spam a rocket through there, and again, because of Quake World Splash, you totally shut down that corridor, right?
Yeah.
So the only option is to go high. And if you hear your opponent go high, you can just kind of like either sit here because they can't push out into this room or like jump across and try and spam them out at Mega. There's a lot of interesting ways you can play this, or like come across to the rocket side, because if you know your opponent's at Mega, they've got to push through and you LG them as they try and come out, or like rocket them coming up the stairs. There's a lot of options for shutting down this room. So like I said, if you want to just control the LG, you can kind of sit above YA, you can walk over to where the 50 HP is in other Quakes, the kind of upper rocket launcher, and be at Mega. You control a lot from just up here.
Wow, yeah. There we go. And of course there's that fun jumping platform, much to the dislike of Profanum and others.
I dislike of everyone who's played this map. Quake World ramp jumps are really weird, right? You just have to like... You have to either do a really safe setup or you just pray, because either you get ridiculous height off of this ramp or you just get none. It is not consistent. It's the same thing with the red armor ramp, actually.
Gotta mention CPMA. I am the shill. I've accepted it. It's okay. Of course, this very cool ledge here by grenade launcher to factor in for the fact you can't crouch slide out the portal.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Yeah, it's good LG bait, you know. You hear someone walking across, or you sense someone walking across, you walk out low, and you just shaft them up, all the way up the wall. God, can you rocket jump out of bounds in the yellow armor room? It's always something to look for in Quake World maps, right?
Yeah. Look, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I've never played this map in Quake World.
We've played it at least 3 times against each other in Quake 4, though.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. Murd0r is happy to give it a try. This is the... It is the last map, right?
Only if Miyagi wins.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're doing a second best of 5.
Alright, up the series. We're 2-2, lads. On Miyagi's perspective, getting the center.
I believe in Miyagi.
I do too.
Miyagi just messed up that spawn pretty badly. He didn't listen before he went through the teleporter, and Murd0r got red. Thankfully, Murd0r doesn't have any guns, so Miyagi's still able to get onto the lightning gun and, crucially, the OG. The YA, rather. The lightning gun and the OG.
Is the ammo, you know?
Yeah. the cells on the map are there, too. Nice position there from Miyagi. Completely shut down the attack from Murd0r, hit all his damage.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're seeing the typical theme with Murd0r coming out, and that he just gets rocket launcher, makes these ballsy plays, and they usually work, but unfortunately for him, it did not pay off in that occasion.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost enough to flip the map. If he'd have been a bit faster getting to the red, getting onto Miyagi there, it could have worked out, but in this case it didn't. And yeah, this full 200-200 here for Miyagi.
Well, Murd0r's not too bad. 100-150, and ooh, that is some good shaft. I think Miyagi will have to fall back. Yeah,
Miyagi should have fallen back after that first rocket connected. You know, there was nothing to gain sticking around there. Except, well, yeah, now he's got this problem where Murd0r pushes in, Miyagi can't afford to, like, stick around and delay him. Just gets killed.
Yeah.
You know, Miyagi had guns, he still had stack. And he gave it all up to try and push for a frag that was already kind of slipping away from him. He's going to catch Murd0r off guard here, though.
Yeah, I think Murd0r's mouse is causing him some frustration again. He's shooting a lot of walls. It's not the greatest.
And it's not what you want in Quake World, right? Where the splash is, like... I can't think of a good metaphor. ZTK, help me out.
When you've ordered 3 pizzas from Domino's and you can only eat 1, but you want to eat more because it's going to go off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know, Chief. Gotta be honest with you.
They're really big, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miyagi is controlling the top of the map here as Murd0r tries to go for that armor. Murd0r gets shut down with that little bit of damage. It's just enough to make it not quite so worth going for that YA, and he's almost certainly getting fragged here. Miyagi can just stand here, Murd0r can't do anything. He tries to push in, Miyagi hits his shots, Murd0r dies.
Do we have any idea what...
GF. I think that stands for good frag.
Does it?
Yeah. Not something else.
Because I automatically jumped to that, but I was honestly about to ask you, what do you reckon?
No.
Like,
Yeah, I think it might actually be get fucked.
yeah.
But I would rather pretend it's get frag. Good frag.
Of course, Australian Quake, the most positive community I've ever been
No
in.
toxicity zone, no cyberbullying.
No,
We're all
always,
just really
always love.
good. Don't you just love cracking a can of VB with the Aussie Quake flows?
Honestly, dude, there's nothing cooler than a mean-ass beer with Profanum at the pub. Honestly, the Quake dream.
The dream.
GF equals
So, yeah.
good fight, apparently, from Ultra. So,
Good fight. Okay, yeah. This must be old man Quake World lingo that we're too hip and new school for.
there we go.
Just bring it out into the
Yeah.
21st century. Ooh, Miyagi gets completely just like. This is one of the dangerous things about Quake World. Anytime you're on the ground at the same elevation as your opponent, and like they catch you not facing them, you're gonna take a lot of damage from the OG. Just because of how the OG works, because of how it pushes you back. An out of control player becomes an in control player. And in spite of issues, Murd0r actually making this very, very close.
Yeah, no, he has done well, doing some work with even the nail gun there. Like, he's pulling out all the stops. This is he has turned this into a good show, which I'm happy for.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is the grand final. We're playing for a year's supply of McDonald's burgers.
Are we?
Yeah, and a 6-pack of BB.
Ooh. Clean.
And a new mouse.
Oh, snap. I don't know if there is there a prize pool for this? I'm not sure.
No.
Apart from the love
Yeah,
of the
it's all
game.
just glory and honor and, yeah, love of Quake World.
Gotta contact
That's a nice
VVD.
position from Murd0r there to, oh yeah, contact BVD, see if he can hook us up with a new
A mouse?
$13 Chinese mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout outs to Ather for hooking me up with the Chinese mouse links. Yep, Murd0r can't stop firing. But I mean, hey, he has actually pulled himself into a lead here, so Murd0r... You know, I haven't really been taking this game so seriously. I expect this to be a walkover, but Murd0r actually showing us that even in spite of issues, he can pull out some really fancy moves, some good fighting.
Now look, it's alright, you know, because eventually when his mouse sticks, it's gonna be stuck on LG, and Miyagi's gonna be in his view, you know, and he's just gonna have perfect tracking. He doesn't even have to hold down the mouse. Like, so
That was a really weird position from Miyagi right there. Like, he went for the kind of trap setup on Grenade Launcher, but if Murd0r swapped to LG there, that was just like the end of Miyagi, you know. Potentially a good cutoff there. Miyagi decides not to try and cross, giving away yellow armor for free to Murd0r. And Murd0r knows he shouldn't go through that archway, right? Because Miyagi's going to be there ready to shut him down. Interestingly, Miyagi's like up at the 50 HP. So just kind of giving this stuff away here. Looks for the exit damage on the RA. Actually wears a lot of the RA down, so another good rush, and Miyagi will have equalized. But there's that yellow armor, right? This is how quickly these armors come up. You have to be so efficient and so prepared with how you deal damage. Otherwise, it's all just for nothing.
yeah, Murd0r's fine. He does hear the Mega Spawn. This is good. Miyagi's not gonna. Oh, that is a good
Ooh.
trap on Red. I would have thought, right? He's got the stack to fall back on, but maybe he should have taken it before going in because it didn't work out for him. Ugh. A smart decision,
Yeah, it was just
nonetheless.
so sneaky from Miyagi. And also Miyagi kind of positioned himself like right at the edge of that ramp where the splash can kind of be a bit funny if you like hit the ramp. You don't always hit all of it if you kind of dance back and forward a little. Murd0r with the big aggressive moves, just trying to fly in there and hit some big shots. But he gets himself stacked. He can afford to push Miyagi here as long as he doesn't take a direct rocket coming through that doorway. Nice hugging of the wall there. Unfortunately, the LG doesn't come out though, so Miyagi still gets himself that frag, and Miyagi puts himself firmly back in the lead. 2 frags on this map can be a lot. Because of the geometry, there are a lot of positions that are hard to push.
here we go. The jump pad trap. Very classic. Yeah, no, I've been kind of quiet. Been trying to process this map, I guess. It's kind of... I don't know. Need to watch more, need to play more, maybe.
Needs more tests.
Yeah.
It's the jury's out, but also the jury is kind of in. Because all of the good players who played it said it's bad.
I would love to see more Shifter. That's a cool map. Big ups to Fugs, I think. He made Bravado, made Shifter, made a couple of other things. He makes cool Quake World maps. Like,
Yeah, shoutouts to anyone making Quake maps in 2018, you know?
Hey man.
It's important, you know, it's the lifeblood of our community, the new map economy.
Exactly.
Oh, the super shotgun actually getting fired there from Miyagi. I think that's the first time in this series anyone has fired a super shotgun. Trying to bring it out there as a finishing gun. Shifter, yeah. I would be happy to check out Shifter. I don't think I've ever played it.
It's really big, and like, if you're not retarded, like I am, and you're like Profanum, then it gets really, really cool. Because you can move around and set up in a whole load of ways. It is sick.
It's like the CPM 15 of Quake World.
Actually, yeah, I guess.
Sorry, that was a really specific analogy, but that was just what came into my mind.
No, I mean, shit, dude, it works. Honestly.
Yeah, the shoe fits. Miyagi's put himself out into a lead here. This is gonna be the series going the way of Miyagi, and I mean, I don't want to be too excited about it, but you know, I don't know if we could handle another best of 5 with these guys when we have players like Dirtbox and Yeti in the wings are ready to play their series.
And I think they're fired up too. They've been warming up this entire series while this has been going on.
Yeah, they've been taking it slightly more seriously than these guys. You know, there's even more to play for them. You know, there's 2 years supply at McDonald's.
It seriously is going to be all about the ego for them, eh? They finish this up and they've got shit talking rights until the next Thunderdome or the next cup or whatever. So
yeah, well, who knows when that could be? That could be like 5 years away in Quake World terms. You know,
there is seriously so much at stake. Big ups to Miyagi. Congratulations on the 3-2 win. Miyagi is your lower bracket winner, or not lower bracket, no, Div 2 winner of Thunderdome.
Yeah, Division 2, lower division. But by no means, you know, low skilled. These guys are still insanely good. Like I said, Murd0r used to be like a champion Quake World player, absolute top level, and he's been a top level, well, an upper level Quake Champions player here in Australia. Miyagi, really fantastic player. Oh, just a lot of good games going on here in general. Dirtbox and Yeti is like a whole different ball game. I think we should take a 5-minute break. We should get everyone in, get everyone ready, you know, mute ourselves up, have a drink, have a piss, crack open a beer, and get ready for a clash of the Titans.
That sounds epic. We will be back very shortly with the Div 1 final between Dirtbox and Yeti.